So today, we're diving into this really powerful way of thinking about resilience, and it comes from a place you probably wouldn't expect, the deep, silent, crushing dark of the ocean. Let's get right into it. Everything starts with this one line, a distress signal sent out way back in 1899. Just picture it, this incredibly polite, almost formal little please sent out by one person into this massive, unfeeling darkness. It's a declaration, a request just to be seen, against some pretty overwhelming odds.
And what came back? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So this explainer, it's the story of that signal. But more than that, it's about the profound and kind of surprisingly freeing power of the silence that answered it.
Okay, part one, the signal in the dark. Let's start with our lone diver. They're plummeting down into an abyss where the pressure is just immense and all the light is gone.
So the situation here is critical. The diver is way too deep, the pressure is way too great. A quick shot back to the surface, that's just not going to happen. There is no easy way out of this.
And with every tick of the clock, a critical resource is just draining away. But think of it as more than just air. It's like the oxygen of meaning, that deep-seated need to be seen, to be acknowledged. Well, it's burning through his reserves, and that gauge is deep, deep in the red. So the diver, he sends out his flare, his polite little message into the trench. And the abyss, it just swallows it whole. The signal completely vanishes. It doesn't make a ripple, doesn't create any kind of countercurrent, no sign it was ever even there. It's just gone. So that brings us to part two, a history of pressure. Because this isn't just some abstract metaphor. The man who sent that signal, he was a real person, and he had a whole history of facing these huge, indifferent forces. The guy sending this poetic little signal is Stephen Crane. He was this brilliant American writer who, just a few years before this, actually survived the sinking of a steamship, the SS Commodore. So this guy had literally stared nature's indifference right in the face and lived to tell the tale. And this timeline? Wow. It really shows a life lived under constant crushing pressure. From surviving that shipwreck in '96, his life basically builds to this one signal, sent just a single year before he died of tuberculosis. He was only 28.
All right, part three, the universe's honest answer. So what was the universe's response to Crane's signal? Let's take a closer look at the nature of its silent, crushing, and weirdly honest reply.
This is the universe's imagined answer. And it's not cruel, right? It's just a statement of fact. It's basically saying, hey, the fact that you exist doesn't mean I'm obligated to do anything about it. It's just brutally honest.
See, down in that trench, the laws of physics are the only things that matter. Your body heat, it just disperses. Any light you make, it scatters. Your mass is totally insignificant. The abyss just maintains this perfect, merciless balance. It doesn't make any special exceptions for one human life or its plea for help.
And this all forces us to ask a really big question. Is this indifference a form of cruelty? I mean, is the universe actively hostile towards us, or is it something else entirely? The answer here is the key to this entire idea.
So, here's the crucial pivot. We can actually reframe this entire thing. Instead of seeing it as some kind of tragedy, we can find this unexpected and incredibly powerful insight hidden inside the universe's silence. This is what our source material calls the black swan reading. It's about finding an unexpected bit of utility in something negative. The universe's silence, it's not a rejection. Think of it more like an honest pressure reading. It's just data. And that data points to a really strange kind of freedom. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Think about it. If the universe felt obligated to you, that would create drag, right? Resistance, friction. It would be like trying to swim with a parachute on. But its indifference? Well, that means there's no drag, no resistance. You become hydrodynamic. When nothing is holding you back, when the current isn't trying to adjust for you or lift you up or anything, you are totally, completely free to just move with your own momentum. Your existence, totally unregistered by the abyss, is allowed to become pure velocity.
So, part five, swimming with the current. Okay, how do we actually use this? Let's take this deep-sea revelation and turn it into a practical strategy for dealing with the pressures in our own daily lives.
You know those moments. You make a brilliant point in a meeting, and it's met with crickets. Or you send a really important email, and it just sits there, unread, for days. You feel totally unseen, unacknowledged. You've basically just sent a signal in your own personal abyss.
So what do? Well, this whole deep sea encounter gives us a really clear 3-step strategy. Step 1, conserve your oxygen. Stop wasting all your energy demanding a response you can't force. Step 2, swim parallel to the current. Stop fighting against forces you just can't change. And step 3, use your own momentum. You have to remember, you don't need a return ping to keep moving forward.
And here it is. This is the key takeaway. The fact that the world, or your boss, or the universe doesn't owe you a thing, that's not a burden. It's actually the ultimate permission slip. That lack of obligation is your official clearance to just keep moving, entirely on your own terms.
And that's where we're going to leave it, with one final thought to carry with you as you head back to the surface. What actually becomes possible when you stop waiting around for acknowledgement? If absolutely nothing is creating drag or resistance for you, how far can you really go?